Hello, hello, hello.
Czech, Czechoslovakia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, which is actually where this video takes place today. Hi, this is Jackie and Bobby with Ascension Presents. Today we're going to be talking about saying your vows over a crucifix.
Which you don't have to do, but we chose to do at our wedding. There's a town in Bosnia-Herzegovina where the Croatian people, they say their vows over a crucifix, and they have a 0% divorce rate.
There's not been any documented divorces or broken homes for centuries in this town. It's a city called Široki Brijeg.
The story goes that they say their vows over a crucifix, and then they kiss the feet of Jesus, and then they take that crucifix and put it over their bed to remind them what marriage should look like. And I bought this crucifix when we were engaged. I went to Israel with a guy named Jeff Cavins. Maybe you've heard of him. And I was like, okay, I'm looking for a crucifix for us to say our vows over. And during our wedding vows, we both held the crucifix to remind us that this is what marriage is going to look like. And actually, our gospel reading was from John 15, where it says, the greatest act of love is to lay your life down for a friend, which is what this guy did, and which is what we're called to do every day. This is my best friend, and I have to learn. Marriage is teaching me how to lay my life down for you every day.
Fulton Sheen said that this was a marriage bed for Christ, was on the cross, where he shed his blood and laid down his life for his bride, the church. And so that theology of to lay your life down for your bride, that sounds great and wonderful, but it's not easy. As you ride off into the sunset happily ever after, this cross hangs over our bed and is a constant reminder I need to die and get over myself in marriage, in parenthood, in everyday life. So what does that look like? What are some practical tips? How do you die to yourself?
I would say one of them is, anticipating each other's needs. And Bobby, you do that very well. That's his personality-wise. He's just a servant heart. I'm just selfish. I would be a princess if I could serve me people food and all. I just want to be served.
Grapes.
Or he anticipates my needs. If I say something, he'll kind of realize it's not like in a passive way necessarily.
No, I just know that I'm at work and she's home with our mutant children, and she's had a long day and I need to be attentive to that, and she's attentive to me as an introvert. I need my quiet time. I need my space. I can only handle so much of people. You all are great, but other people are crazy. And
I have to anticipate, I'm an extrovert. I want to hang out with him all the time. I'm like, come home, help me. But I know he needs his quiet time. And actually, when we were dating, I realized I don't have to take that personally. It's not a personal thing. That's his personality, is that, he could go and be a monk and be perfectly happy. And I'm like, I need you. Like, I need adult conversation. But so for me to love him, to die to myself, even though I'm like, I want to spend all my time with you, is to allow, to be like, hey, go work out, go have some quiet time, or go downstairs, go read. Let's have an hour apart, and then we'll come together after our kids go to bed. We'll have an hour of whatever we need to do.
Or again, it's knowing she's had a long day. I can take the kids on a walk. I can do something for her. Maybe it's to compromise, and you want to watch the manliest movie ever made, and you end up watching a Hallmark Christmas movie instead.
Hey,
die to yourself.
Yeah. Ways that we can compromise is, because that's a part, again, of dying to yourself, is sometimes, the places that you go to eat when you're discerning, like, oh, where do we go if we're going out to eat? That maybe it's not the top of your list, but they've been dying to go there, and you're like, okay.
Now, when we get married, too, it's in good times and bad, sickness and health till death do you part. So there's little ways to die to yourself and get over yourself. And then maybe it's big ways. If finances they hit a rocky patch, if illnesses come and you really have to die to yourself and get over yourself. Where we have couples who've been through cancer, been through miscarriages and rough things. And that's really like, okay, it's not about me right now. How can I best serve my spouse? How can I maybe allow myself to be served if my strength fails, if I have to ask for help? That can be a death to your pride.
That's good. I feel like sometimes we don't ask. I know some couples who, you know, sometimes the wife has so much burden on her, like, oh, I have to watch the kids and my husband. It's like we have to vocalize our needs, you know. So sometimes it's okay to ask for help and say, I'm really stressed. Can you help me, you know, do this? When Bobby was finishing his master's degree, it was crazy. You were doing full-time work, you're getting your master's, and normally I cook, he does dishes, but I'm like, you know what? I'll do dishes because I know that he is stressed and he's writing a paper. And so there are ways, again, that we help each other. Or he'll cook if he knows that I'm trying to get something done or whatever. We help each other out. We die to ourselves, even though, you know, I may not be the best at washing dishes, and he may not be the best at boiling water. You can boil water now. I'm proud of you.
My cooking is Hot Pockets. If you didn't get to say your vows over a crucifix, you can still hang one prominently in your bedroom. Every time I look at it, it's a reminder that I need to die to myself. Every time the kids barge into the room at 5 in the morning, I look at this crucifix and Jesus is like, oh well, get over it.
You'll rest in heaven,
yeah,
is what he's saying.
Get to work. If you're engaged and dating or you know, considering marriage, saying your vows over a crucifix is a beautiful reminder. It's not all about you. But through the cross is resurrection and new life, and the joy of marriage it passes by the way of the cross.
And Pope John Paul said, he brought this to Vatican II Council, said that you'll only find yourself in a genuine gift of self. And we learn how to love like this guy. That's how we love, is through a gift of self, laying our life down. And we're learning how to do it every day in marriage. But this is teaching us how.
Die to yourself, get to it.
From all of us at Ascension Presents, God bless.